Christine, how much does it hurt the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out? It is devastating to the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out. Now, I know a lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport? Golf without Tiger definitely dropped precipitously on occasion. The WNBA is in a dire financial situation and unable to prevent the collapse of their entire empire without Caitlin Clark on the pitch, proving once again how little this league has learned about protecting the one athlete who helped them rise from obscurity to fame. This is the story of a league that continues to injure itself while its best player is sidelined, and how their unwavering denial of reality costs them millions of dollars every day. And the truth is the truth, and the data is there. And what we saw when Caitlin was out the last time, the 5 games that she missed earlier in the season, the WNBA's viewership dropped more than 50%. Not just the Fever, but the entire league. In this era of orchestrated drama and social media uproar, facts are as hard to come by as sold-out WNBA games without Caitlin Clark. When Clark was sidelined on June 24th due to a quad injury, the league's glaring dependence on a single player came to light. We are seeing a rerun of what happened because she is currently sidelined for an unknown amount of time due to a groin injury. Quote injury jumped to her groin likely because of compensation. But the thing that you have to be careful of is if, say, you try to rush her back from this injury as well, then you're getting into this territory where a very serious injury can happen. That is what the Indiana Fever, that is what Caitlin need to avoid the best that they possibly can. So if it means that Caitlin is out for 3 weeks, if it means that she's out all the way through All-Star, then so be it. Nationally televised WNBA viewership dropped by an incredible 55% from an average of 8,181 million when Clark played at just 847,000 without her, while Indiana Fever games had a 53% drop in viewership. However, this is the point at which the narrative becomes utterly ludicrous. And by ridiculous, we mean unavoidably catastrophic for a league that refuses to own up to its mistakes. Clark went down. The WNBA ratings have dropped over 55% across the board. Hey, guess what, guys? League is Caitlin Clark. The league is Caitlin. She is the WNBA, guys. Tidy lined with a left quad strain May 24th. National TV viewership has plunged since then 55%. Before the injury, they Fever her team were averaging 81 million viewers, almost 2 million. Since her injury, fewer than 850,000. While Caitlin Clark was busy doing what she does best, filling arenas too. Capacity, smashing television rating records, and earning record-breaking revenue. The WNBA was busy doing what they do best, doing nothing at all to protect their most valuable asset. It appears appropriate to lecture everyone about basketball plays while allowing opponents to target a player who generates 5% of all WNBA economic activity without consequence. What's fascinating, and by fascinating I mean furious, is how this identical circumstance has happened in the past. But the league doesn't appear to be able to get past its history. Following the injury of its best player, the WNBA has previously experienced a drop in revenue and viewership. It's like seeing someone touch a hot stove, get burnt, and then immediately grab for it again while claiming they didn't realize it was dangerous. News is alarming for the league. And it's alarming for the league because this is such a crucial year for the WNBA. At the end of this season, the WNBA will go into CBA negotiations. If negotiations go well, then every single player in the WNBA has a much better chance of making so much more in their next contract. And that's one thing when you start thinking about how many people stopped watching when Caitlin Clark got injured. A lot of people stopped watching because they are boycotting the WNBA. They don't want to give viewership to any other teams or any other players, whether they like other players on the team or not, because of how the media and the league itself has handled Caitlin Clark and how they have treated her fate. Please subscribe if you think this is entertaining. The financial disaster struck swiftly and mercilessly. Fever game tickets are now 71% cheaper, with some falling from $860 to $250. The dramatic decline in the average price of tickets for all of Clark's missing games from $1,370 to $80 says a lot about who actually attracts attention in this league. In order to accommodate the demand for Clark tickets, road games that were rescheduled to larger venues are now struggling to fill arenas that would have been packed if she had been present. Tickets for the Los Angeles Sparks Fever rematch, one of the most anticipated games of the season, fell from $210 to $95. This match was one of the most watched WNBA games ever, drawing $2. 25 million spectators. But without Clark, it becomes just another game that is uninteresting to casual viewers. What's really concerning about this is the fact that we are only a month into the regular season and Caitlin Clark has already been out with 2 injuries, with the first one being her having to miss some time with a left quad strain. Now, of course, this is concerning because if you're already on your second injury, you don't want to be that player that is always hurt. Cough, cough, and be cough, cough, Anthony Davis. So, I really do hope that the fever really sits her out right now for a while, only because you don't want her to have more long-term injuries and be more prone. Veteran sports writer Christine Brennan is one of the most vocal opponents of the WNBA's handling of its top player. Her next book, On Her Game, Caitlin Clark and the Revolution in Women's Sports, promises to expose the league's flaws. After Clark was singled out by opponents once more, Brennan said, "The WNBA continues to fail to meet the moment. When more people watch than ever before, this is what they see." Brennan's critique is direct and concise. Over half of the league's television viewers are drawn to Clark alone, according to league statistics. They still allow her to receive hard fouls and cheap hits, though, which are just meant to frighten their star player. It's like seeing a restaurant owner allow customers to make fun of the chef who is the only attraction for customers. Man, congratulations to the WNBA. Your ratings are going to drop by 55 to 60% once again. I believe the WNBA have successfully broken Caitlin Clark. It's becoming a predictable and annoying tendency. Clark is often fouled by opponents who seem more interested in making comments than in playing basketball. The Phoenix Mercury were responsible for 80% of the league's 30 egregious fouls on Clark, 5 of which happened in 2026. She is criticized for being unduly confrontational when she responds to the physical play. When she doesn't respond, she is criticized for being too sensitive. The league is unwilling to correct the situation in which there is no winner. Meanwhile, not just the Fever, but the whole WNBA ecosystem continues to suffer financial devastation. The league was already projected to lose $50 million this year. Despite the Clark-driven surge in popularity, those losses are growing at an alarming rate when she isn't performing as attendance figures return to their pre-Clark levels, television ratings fall, and item sales stagnate. As big a deal as Tiger was in men's golf. Keith, he did, and when he was gone, it affected the ratings, but nothing like that. And, Michael Jordan being out, maybe, 5 percentage points or something. Nothing like this. You can make a strong case, and I will make that case, and have it there is no one single athlete more important to his or her sport or tour or whatever the circuit is that they play on than Caitlin Clark is to the WNBA. The worst aspect of this entire disaster is that it was completely preventable. When Clark initially started playing, she was a humble rookie who frequently complimented her teammates to deflect attention from herself. She handled criticism with remarkable grace and maturity for a 22-year-old. The league had the chance to embrace her, protect her, and use her notoriety to advance the game overall. Instead, they allowed jealousy and small-time politics to destroy what should have been a celebration of women's basketball. Beyond ticket sales and TV ratings, Clark's injuries have far-reaching effects. Corporate sponsors committed millions of dollars. But in light of the Clark-driven development, many now question the rationality of their decisions. This situation reveals a significant problem with how the WNBA portrays itself. The league seems to be caught between wanting to be taken seriously as a professional basketball enterprise and embracing every bit of contrived drama that could fuel social media activity. You cannot possess both of them. Professional leagues protect their stars while maintaining the fairness of competition. High school drama groups try to get attention by stirring up controversy. I don't even know where to begin, man. I hope Caitlin Clark is okay. I want to know when this injury even happened, bro. Because let's be serious here. She has the quad injury. Mind you, Caitlin Clark hadn't missed a game since she was like 19 years old. Since she was like 18 in college or something. Now she has a groin injury. We've never seen Caitlin Clark play as bad as she played the last 3 games. Let's just be serious here. She's like 1 for 20-something on threes in the last 3. We've never seen her shoot the ball this way. I'll say that. Has she been hurt and playing through this? Female basketball players. As I said, there is a stark and embarrassing difference with other professional sports leagues. What if the NBA maintained that the sport was solely competitive while allowing players to pursue LeBron James with dirty moves for months? That would be immediately prohibited by the league, and players would be suspended faster than you could say flagrant foul. But it seems that the WNBA is content to allow this harmful practice to persist. They appear to believe that any attention is beneficial. WNBA fans are refusing to attend other games because they no longer think the sport is competitive due to the toxic environment created by the league's failure to protect Clark. When your own fans say they won't watch games without your biggest celebrity because they don't think the games will be called properly, you have a serious credibility problem that goes far beyond ratings and revenue. Thing I admire about Caitlin, she's a warrior. She's tough. You hear me, bro? You just don't see players. You don't see female basketball players like her. I'm sorry. I haven't seen a lot of female basketball players. Like I said, the WNBA has had several opportunities to turn things around, but they have continuously failed, which just makes things worse. Every incident involving Clark should have warned the league to establish clear rules for player safety and fair play. Instead, every situation has been met with the same trite responses about basketball plays and letting the players play. Ironically, the best proof of Clark's value to the organization has come from her injury, which is precisely what the league should have been attempting to prevent. The 55% drop in viewing is not insignificant. There isn't much evidence, though, that the WNBA has learned from this. League officials frequently use phrases like competitive balance and allowing players to be physical as if hard fouls and dirty moves were somehow essential to the game, while portraying routine basketball plays involving Clark as severe incidents. They continue to ignore truly dangerous plays against her. Clean up. I believe the physicality and all this hacking and fouling that goes on. She getting blindsided by Marina Mabrey. I think all of this stuff is having a wear and tear and an impact, and all you guys are doing are hurting yourselves because the numbers are going to drop and drop and drop. And trust me, when it's time for that collective bargaining agreement, they're going to point to this and say, well, how can we give you guys all this money? What happens if she gets hurt? The WNBA must make some tough decisions regarding the kind of league they want to be. But there isn't a complex solution to this issue. If they want to be seen as a professional basketball organization, they have to start behaving like one. They have to establish clear guidelines for player safety and consistently follow them. Artificial disputes must no longer overshadow the actual basketball game. Above all, they need to recognize that their top performers, especially those who genuinely fill venues and boost TV viewership, should be protected from the kind of bullying and targeting that only serves to create drama on social media. The WNBA's ongoing drop in revenue, attendance, and viewership following Clark's departure serves as a depressing reminder of what the league was before to her arrival and what it may once more become if they don't change their approach. The league's average viewership this season was only 555,000 without Clark, which was significantly less than the 670,000 average from the prior year. These numbers represent a return to the pre-Clark era of empty stadiums and meaningless games that were only attended by ardent fans because of the way they play the game. Because I love the WNBA. I love the way they play the game. but we really watching because Caitlin Clark and everybody watching. Now listen, if I keep bumping her, knock her down, might give her a concussion. You might hurt her for real. For 2 weeks, she was done with like a hamstring. She was down. 55% of the viewership was down. She comes back. The next game is about 3 million viewers. Now, let me tell you something. Growing up in the hood, they teach you this. Always protect the money. They'll keep hurting her and all that. She gone for a year or two. Ain't nobody gonna watch it. If nobody watches, how you gonna make and generate money? The worst thing about the whole situation is that it didn't have to be this way. If the WNBA had adequately protected and promoted their star athlete, they could have used Clark's popularity to build a strong foundation for long-term success. Instead, they have built a house of cards that collapses as soon as their best draw is removed off the court until they figure out how to protect and advance the players who actually spark interest in their league. The WNBA will continue to go through these boom and bust cycles where the presence or absence of one star determines whether or not anyone bothers to pay attention. The question is whether the WNBA will finally learn to protect their valuable commodity or if they will continue this detrimental trend until they have squandered every opportunity that Clark's notoriety has provided them. It doesn't seem like the league is suddenly getting more sensible based on what we've seen thus far. Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe and enable all notifications so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next one after you click the video on the screen.